My favorite way to play Minecraft is in my single player world. Being able to do what I want, when I want, where I want is absolutely amazing. Got an idea for a build over there? Do it. Maybe one that way? Yeah, well, why not? I've been in this hardcore world for over 4 years and have built a ton of stuff. Sometimes it still feels empty, even with everything. It's just me in my Minecraft world, which can get a little lonely. Here's my plan on how to fix that. Number one, we stop living in a Minecraft base and we live in the world, which I've already started on by scattering my storage rooms around the city of Path. 2, another step further, we need reasons to explore the world I'm building. The main goal for today is to move most of the villagers out of my starter cave. 3, the world needs to look lived in, not only along the streets and pathways, but inside of the buildings too, with interiors. And 4, the world needs to be set up to last for a long time, meaning we need to do a lot of lag busting. To get started, I first want some more reasons to travel out here to New Papyrus, since I already have a huge librarian villager trading hall here, being a spot that I can purchase a ton of glass from villagers. I figured this would be a great time to relocate the existing librarians and cartographers in my original trading hall, as they all currently live in here. Papyrus is, however, over 2,000 blocks away in the overworld, and I don't think I can safely get a happy ghast in and out of this cave. And since they live in minecarts already, we are going to use the nether. So if I take the coordinates right here, head back into the nether. Oh no, nope, 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 nope. Not the time, you stupid jellyfish. Oh, that was so close. All right, we're running. We build a portal right here on the roof. They should link up. Yeah, perfect. No, why am I down here? Crisis averted, portals are now linked up, and we can build a minecart track headed west to easily move our villagers across the world. Right to here, a portal that I built just floating over the balcony that we can use to get villagers in. As I want to design an interior space for this structure to fill with the librarians, then across town we'll use this house for the cartographers to call home. The only problems is I have no blocks on me outside of rails to build this thing up. The villagers are currently sitting in a minecart so they can't run away. This is actually 2 entities per villager, which basically means twice the lag. For our first round of lag busting to fix that problem, I instead want our villagers to be sitting on top of honey blocks. And the next problem I just realized is all 3 of my elytra are pretty much in tatters. So it's time for a quick trip to the Wither Skeleton Farm to fix them up. And it looks like I have a lot of broken tools too. We'll do these as well. Everything is repaired up, so I got to work on resource gathering by visiting my stone storage, and then some acacia and spruce wood from the lumber mill up top, where this is very rare here and I was not expecting it, but somewhere, yeah, right there, I actually have lecterns. So I think I'm set to get building. Oh, I guess I could just use the lecterns from the librarians, but hey, we got these. I'm not sure the last time I only needed a single shulker box for any build. This is amazing. Before I realize I forgot anything major, let's get into the build, starting with the floor, carrying in the tile pattern from the courtyard, and plotting out where the librarians will sit with the honey blocks, and then we can stack up some easy walls going around the new trading stalls with orange terracotta and acacia to complete the space pretty easily. And I need a little bit more room, so I expanded to a second story to fill in all of the librarians in the same house. Where it's almost time to bring our first test subject in, as I'm just realizing now that I probably need a way to get a minecart rail down to the bottom. So as I just finished the build, let's destroy the build a touch more. Yeah, that's going to be totally fine. No issues whatsoever. This should be pretty simple, but the stakes are very high, as these villagers are all extremely important, including my mending villager for 12 emeralds for a book. These villagers have been around for years. It's not quite possible to get these cheap trades anymore. You have knockback, protection, and feather falling 4. Never mind. Fire prod, unbreaking 3, depth strider. Okay, who's a simple, easy one that I don't really care if they die? Oh, here's another unbreaking 3. Yeah, we'll just use him. Or projectile protection. Yeah, we don't need that guy. Oh, squeeze by your friend. You're so close. Into the nether. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please. Yes, 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 yes. Amaze, 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 amaze. I should put more powered rails on this thing. And yeah, go. Okay, I don't see him, so yes, he's right here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and block this off so he can't get out. If I just give you a little nudge, close that there, and break the minecart, he stays. Yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is not going to be as bad as I thought it would be. We have 16 more librarians to move out of the cave into their new home, so I got to spend the next few hours going back and forth through the nether, chasing down minecarts and villagers, trying to get them to stand on their little honey blocks and just stand still. No, 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 no. Oh, God, no. Why the fortune guy? Take 2, let's hit it there. Perfect, and he's in. That would have sucked to lose this guy. Thankfully, only the one issue, as the second floor villagers were super quick and I could actually move 4 at a time. Which means our librarian trading hall is complete, and I want to try... Yeah, honestly, I kind of like the pink. I think it actually looks pretty good. Everybody has been labeled, as you can see, and our second floor has a lot of villagers, including our ever so important mending villager up here, and 1 extra stall if we ever need it for anything. And I'm purposely leaving these closed so zombie villagers can't get to them. I don't think they can through right there. Hopefully, we'll find out. That is 1 trading hall done. We can move on to the next simple one, being the Cartographer Villager Hall, where I rebuilt the nether portals and rail line on the nether roof further into town. Then, making a trip back over to Path, I jumped into the quarry to pick up a load of different stones and terracottas we can use for the interior, and then another trip into the lumber mill, as we'll need to strip some logs and grab a lot of stuff. Meaning it's time to build up the new interior for our storage room, going for a dirty terracotta floor. Then for subtle lighting, I'm using glow lichen between each of the cartography tables, before finishing up with some red walls and a jungle plank ceiling. I did forget to add trapdoors for the spot all the way around, so I decided on the fly just to add in some warp trapdoors for a pop of blue color, and I like it. Now for some fun, and by fun I mean transporting villagers over through the nether, where I did the first one solo to make sure the system works, and we successfully have our cartographer in their new home. We don't have as many cartographers as librarians, so this did go a lot quicker, and I'm feeling much more comfortable. So I was moving 4 cartographers at a time. These aren't really as important as the librarian trades, so I was more willing to risk it, which turned out great as I saved a few trips overall. And I didn't lose a single villager in the process. Yeah. But more importantly, we still have 3 open spaces over here if I want to go around to try and getting a few more item frame trades, as currently the only villager that actually sells them is this guy right here. And let's be honest, that's the best part about cartographers. And I hate crafting them, so I always buy from that dude. We've got a nice little table here in the middle with some maps being displayed or something like that. And this actually has an access point into a little garden that's currently has a wandering trader in here who doesn't have anything for me. If I really want to get crazy in Lego My World with item frames, we do have the second floor where I can still install a lot more of our villager trading stalls and villas up here, and even access to a 3rd floor if we want it through the tower. Back in the original villager trading hall, I'm honestly not too sure what to do with this space anymore, but I'm cheap and I want all of the rails, so I'm picking them all up for now. Any ideas what to use this room for? There's just kind of not really any stuff in here, but it feels weird changing it. It's been here forever. And we'll have to move this another portal for the next ones, so we might as well break it down too. Don't worry, I didn't forget. We have to bring them over their clock. Where do we put the clock? Right here. Sure. Yeah, sorry boys. Sorry, I forgot. We've worked a lot on our first goal of living in the world by adding new reasons to come to the region of New Papyrus. And don't worry, the original cave will still be used after today. It houses 4 amethyst geodes I use for farming and my super smelter that I'm always visiting. I still want to move the farmers and the stonemasons today, but first I want to work on goal 2, creating a world to explore. Okay, much better. Right outside the village too. A world to explore to me means details along the pathways leading to spaces, not just a bland road. In this coastal village, all of the stone has been replaced with granite and terracotta, showing it blending towards the mesa landscape in the desert. I want to experiment in the dead space to add a little bit more interest to the theming as we walk through, starting with removing the trees and jungle bushes. And we can use all of these blocks that I just grabbed here to rebuild up the space, and somehow this flooded? Not too sure. Oh, it's still flooding. Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe we can actually redirect this and keep the water. That'd be kind of cool. But not right now. We'll need the rocks in, and then we can figure out how the water will reach the river, but I like the idea of working with what was already here. So I brought the cliff out slightly while trying to maintain quite a few of the grassy outcroppings to keep the lush vibe in place. Before we can move on from the rocks, I love this break in the sightline we get with this boulder along the pathway opening up to this, but the stone cannot stay. Yeah, that is much, much better. Now for our little stream, I've carved this out so far, and I would like to bring it across the road because it has to cross at some point, and then from here we can probably just send it like straight up. And then if I break that, it might make it all the way. Ah, so close. Okay, that could go too. And perfect, all the way to the river. To cover that up, let's grab our jungle trapdoors for the simplest of simple bridges that's literally just gonna stretch like this. You can still see the water underneath, and then you can get across without getting wet. I cleaned up the flooding up top for the stream, added some fences and lanterns along the pathway, and got to work filling in the area with some more foliage that fits the better, bit of a warmer vibe, which helps a lot, but being right next to the jungle still, we need trees. Using some palm trees, custom savanna trees, and even mixing in a few jungle-ishy type ones, we get this as a result. I kind of also forgot firefly bushes also make fireflies, which are really pretty at night. There's a lot of space left to go this way before we reach the desert itself, but for a little tester plot, I just want to sit on this one for a little while and see if I enjoy the vibe or not the next few times I ride my horse through here, and if we need to change anything up. But for now, I actually think I do like it a lot. This project also actually applies to the next villager hall too as we transition out of the desert. Around the next corner, I've planned to start a Tuscan region, and that feels perfect for farmers to call home. Speaking of home, this is your public service announcement. Mother's Day is 1 month away. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. As a proud mama's boy, I know I want to get her something she's going to use every day. Raycon's bone conduction headphones are a wonderful option for the active mom in your life. I found myself reaching for these as my go-to headphones. My mom absolutely loves listening to audiobooks while she's riding her horse, but she still uses old wired headphones that block out all the noise and just fall out of her ears all the time. So I'm thinking she is going to love these as they sit just outside your ear and don't block out anything. Along with 13 hours of battery life, IP68 waterproof and dust proofing, these are perfect for the outdoors and they don't slip, ensuring maximum comfort while you move. Join over 3 million of Raycon's happy customers who get to experience the premium performance without the premium price tag, rivaling the big audio brands at half the cost. And it gets better, there's a 30-day happiness guarantee. Celebrate the moms in your life. Go to buyraycon.com/fWhipBC to get 15% off the bone conduction headphones. Thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring. It's time to move some more villagers, but first I need blocks, so we're back in the quarry for the third time, which took a few minutes of pillaging my chests. And to show how predictable I can be sometimes, yep, next I flew up into the lumber mill, turned on my stripping light, and got to work getting the wood needed for building. But wait, I changed it up. No, I didn't. Dirt storage was next. And hey, something new. Man, nah, not again. Yeah, I needed copper, so I flew out to Tough Hall and grabbed what I could from within there. The new part being my copper supplies are running dangerously low. A new one for today though, I needed to go to color storage for some concrete powders and down into the villager cave to trade with my stonemasons for probably the final time before we relocate them. Finally bringing us back to the Tuscan village with all the materials I need, hopefully. No! Why? Why did you do that? I patched the creeper hole, and then I've cleaned up the land a little bit around here and built out this little garden that's going to be sitting along the road, and I think this is going to be a very present element throughout the entire region. Over here though, I've worked on the base floor plan and separated out where our villagers are going to go, standing on these honey blocks that we have, which will be pretty good. So we'll have a little side room and then a big open space that I kind of want it to look like an interior farmer's market. I think it'd be kind of cool. This house was extremely fun to design and was actually done on a live stream a while ago. I found a cool reference picture that I liked of what I later realized was a French countryside home, not from the Tuscan region like I was trying to, but changing the color palette to match the current home, and we get this. I love the view from over here. The interior still needs a little bit of work done for it, but I think it's ready to house a lot of villagers in safely as we've... Oh, nope, I gotta fix the trapdoors. Never mind. And I didn't even make trapdoors for those two. Right. Yeah, all of them are us. Okay, well, we gotta make sure the villagers can be here safely. Well, this is a great start, at least. And upstairs currently just hides a bed, as I used a lot of the space here to make this really cool window design. I've been experimenting with layering my windows so we can get a lot of really cool, interesting shapes. From up close, it looks really chaotic, but it starts to feel like a more intricate window frame of sorts when you get farther away, which is pretty fun. I'm hearing a lot of mobs down here. I need to get rid of these before we bring any villagers in. Can't really have my cozy, cute farming area with zombies and skeletons rattling underneath. Next up, as with the previous builds, we need to get another pathway set up so we can bring some villagers into here. And I'm thinking these guys will just drop like right here so that they can just roll on down. Sorry, Etho, I'm not doing the corners. On the other side, we can definitely clean up all these as we aren't going to need to go out to New Papyrus anymore and get rid of this temporary portal. And the new portal should be down this way. Nope, I am way too far. Miscounted that. I think it should actually be right here. Please work. And it does. Yes. Moving the farmers went pretty smoothly. I moved the villager cave nether portal down and just sent it over, moving 4 at a time. And all of our farmers are inside of the new villager trading hall chilling. And you know what? That felt a little too easy. All of these guys are in here, but I've still got a bunch of open spaces over here that I can throw more farmers inside of. And yeah, we still have plenty of villagers in the breeder, so that'll be easy. For now, we'll move 8 villagers over, so I got to work on locking trades in and then turning them into zombies for even cheaper trades. After I had 8 ready, I brewed up some fresh potions of weakness and splashed the zombies before giving them a little snack so they'd stop being grumpy. They've been chilling for a few minutes now, so hopefully, yes, we've got 8 farmer villagers here ready to go. And if I turn all the rails so they're going out that way, we should have this system set up to go lower level. That'll zoom all the way past our stonemasons and here into the portal. We'll unlock their trades completely soon, but for now, I got to work on moving them over. Okay, everybody's in, and I realized there's only 2 slots left here. I gotta fill these or I'm just never gonna do it. So I gotta go get 2 more villagers. Just double checking. We got that one. We got those. All of our farmers are in. Yes, it is just the 2. There goes 1. And now we wait and watch them sleep so nobody can hurt them. Remove the last 2 minecarts, and there we go. We are fully stocked up on our villagers. If we ever need to trade with farmers, this is the spot to come to. Let me just put the door and the stair back. Much better. I need an actual nether portal out here soon, so I guess that means we have a new project of expanding this place. I really want a super fun vibe here, and we are starting off something solid with these 2 buildings, but it might be time soon to start transforming the village itself to bring it to life. But you know what this place really needs for farmers? A field. I'm channeling my best gladiator for this one, as I want the region to be a majority wheat fields out here for a fun vibe of rolling golden hills of wheat with probably cypress trees dotted around eventually, and it's just gonna be amazing. And you know what also be amazing? As if you subscribed. I hope you're enjoying the video so far, so why not? Subscribe so you don't miss out on the future uploads with new builds, new adventures, and of course, new fields. That was nearly a full shulker box of wheat seeds. 'Tis a good field. I also changed the field border on this one and then changed it out on all the previous fields in this region for our stone walls. I still have the leaves on the back end for now, but I like the more uniqueness that we get to this region already. Just these little changes today. It's really coming to life. Right, so I just found this horse out here with a saddle on it. I have no idea where it came from, but it's literally the maximum possible speed you can get on Java Edition. This dude is far from home. As excited as I am to continue the newest build project in the world, we have a huge task still left to do. Back in the cave, my original goal was to move the villagers in this building. The army of stonemason villagers here need to be relocated to Tough Hall, my dwarven city, taking us to the far eastern edge of my Minecraft world, where I also have a rocket factory in this building that I'm desperately hoping has made some fireworks. Please, 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 please. Aw, man. All right, that's at least more than double what I had. But more importantly, we have this building where I have set up a ton of clerics on the inside for trading rotten flesh for emeralds and emeralds for redstone. And right across the valley, I want to set up all of my stonemasons right over here. First, carving away the mountainside to get a bit more space to work with, as I want to build more than just the structure. And now, as expected, I need blocks. Otherwise, the stonemasons will be very sad living outside. And the stone and dirt I got from that ain't gonna go too far. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, don't kill him. Don't kill him. He's supposed to be there. No. Excuse me, wandering trader. Don't kill my pillager in a boat. He's been there forever. You know, it's also been here forever. Before I get stuff, I should probably put all this away. Oh, jeez. Look, I sorted out my shulker monster. I know, I can sometimes put my laundry away. With that done, I next got to work on throwing all of the lumber together, but I was fresh out of dark oak, so I had to make a quick trip over to the forest to strip a ton of logs for all of these dark oak shelves, but I think it makes some pretty cool girders for like an industrial feel. Next, I made a quick trip down here to grab a lot of the stone materials that I'm gonna need, so I got a lot of this stuff together, but unfortunately, even with 7 boxes here, I still have a lot of stuff left to get. For the masons to be involved in their new home, I purchased a ton of bricks from them. Then I grabbed some hay bales from my wheat farm and crafted up a load of packed mud to use over at the dirt storage building. Leading next to the foliage market, where I put together some leaves and random foliage bits that I still needed. And there's 2 things remaining. Tuff, because I ran out of it, and a load of copper stuff from Tuff Hall. But the storage room in Tuff Hall is already running dry. The solution already exists in my world, my drown farm. A little bit of time spent killing drowned, and now we've got ourselves a fresh 1.5 stacks of copper blocks. While that was going on in the background, I did have the opportunity to jump on Hermitcraft for a little tour for the Gamers Outreach charity event that they are putting on. So it was really cool to be able to wander around the server and see what some of my friends are up to over there, and I'm super excited to be part of the event.
Oh my god.
That's so good. That's so good. I love that. Which was a much needed break during the resource grind, as I next crafted down a ton of copper items, leaving the last 2 items, which together needs about 2 stacks of tuff. So I ran into the mines to find a new blob to mine up and restock my storage just a little bit, as I have a rule. If I go mine tuff, I have to mine the entire blob of tuff. But now this right here is everything ready to go to build our next new villager trading hall. This feels good to finally cover part of this hole with a road actually linking up to the resin mine. After that, we can get to work on the base foundation, as I really like the valley here in Tuff Hall to have buildings lifted up and pushing into the mountainsides to give this all some more structural shaping to it. I think it helps bring out the grandness of it all, which is important as this building really is coming in to add a ton to the valley, with space for all of the stonemasons between 2 stories and a very industrial look for the entire structure. This is one of my favorite additions to what is actually starting to look like a city, not just a few random buildings thrown around. But my dwarves love trees, so we need to add some out in the front. Then building up a nether portal on the top floor, I flew into the nether itself after doing some math and built another portal to link them together. Flying over to the farmers on the nether roof to tear that portal down, and I picked up all of the rails that went west to place them all back down going east to complete the new track, where I sent the first villager through as a test again, as I've got a good system in place to move all these guys, so why ruin it? And thankfully they made it safely, leading to the mass frenzy of villager minecarts zooming across the nether roof, shoving them into their new stalls, and then going back for their friends to bring everyone over to Tuff Hall and get a breath of fresh air. For the remaining villagers left in the original village, well, I grabbed a lava bucket and cleared out the breeder to help remove some lag. Yeah, that's the reason. Speaking of lag, I did this entire process on a live stream and learned something new. Placing a magma block under the job station stops villagers from trying to jump over it, as they'd burn their toes, meaning they stop pathfinding and cause a lot less lag. I flew around to my other villager trading halls to install the new magma blocks throughout all of them, and I wanted to mention, YouTube recently changed the algorithm and they aren't always pushing notifications to subscribers. So even though you're subscribed, you could be missing a ton of my content. Be sure to turn on the notification bell and you'll be notified for streams and videos so you won't miss out on any of the adventures in this world. Speaking of adventures, we're back here ready for the next addition to the build over there. Whoa, lag, hello. But man, this is looking good so far with all of our villagers on the inside, apparently causing a ton of lag, but that's totally fine. At least it's not lagging path anymore. I did have 4 extra stalls over here, as I built a few too many stalls for all of the boys that we had so far, and the rest are all located up here at the top floor. So if stonemasons ever get some new trades added into the game, we can just add them in down there and that'll be great. To finish the space off, I want wagons parked along the street, then some new custom cliff faces to border the back of the platform, and finally a big rock crushing machine showing the building is used as a factory, not just a Minecrafty villager spot. I really want this to look full of life when we walk through the city, and this will be a very industrial part of our dwarven city that I swear is going to happen eventually. But we can show a bit of the work process here as the cart is bringing up a bunch of stones that gets unloaded into here, goes along a little conveyor belt where these things come down and smashy, and it gets turned into little rocks. We love the big rock to little rock industry. And then that would get moved in and all of our stonemasons can actually be doing the work that they would need to be doing. Probably could have done something more here in the middle, but I want it to be very open so I can run around and place shulkers down as I need to. So this is more of a Minecrafty work zone. In order to fill those shulkers, though, I actually need a way to get emeralds, as I currently only have 65 to my name. That's not good. Oh well, it's time to clean up all the boxes. Now that we've successfully moved villagers out into the world, forcing myself to experience even more of what I spent the last 4 years of time building up in this world, the thing that really brings the place to life isn't the villagers making noises in their boxes. It's the fact that you can open a door, see something inside, and go into explore the interior space. Not the empty space that is most of my buildings. Something that is plaguing many of my builds in this world, the lack of interiors. I need help. This is where you all come in. I've uploaded a copy of the city to my supporter server, and community members have been picking homes to design the interiors for, well, I help them with some tips and tricks. Then I am subjected to gathering all of the materials here in the hardcore world myself to build up what they have created. People always ask me how to build. This is the best way that I can do that, by working in a one-on-one case to help guide some of y'all on how I might do something. But even with that, I am still learning how to build interior spaces myself. So even I get surprised by some of the uses of space, like Yentl here creating an awesome candle shop in that initial interior that I showed a few seconds ago. Now here finished up, we have Momo guarding the shop with a ton of candles on display, a little checkout counter, and upstairs you can go and see their workshop space. All the way back here with extra storage of a ton of honey. And one of my requirements I have for everybody doing the interiors is there's also a living space inside of it, as there's not really going to be empty buildings for the top half in a lot of the city. So they've got their little bedroom for the family and everybody to exist in. On one of the back streets, Themo created a very cool clay craft creations building as a workshop for building all of the large decorative pots you see around the city. Now, initially, they did have sherds on every single pot, but I would never financially recover from that if I tried to add them all in, so we just have blank pots for now. But more importantly, there's this really cool basement space for all the crafting and dyeing of the pots. Oh, imagine if you could dye decorative pots. I wish. There's even the required upstairs spaces with our living quarters with this beautiful wallpaper. And I have made sure that everything inside of these is spawn proof, so we can explore them at any time of day and come in here and even sleep if we need somewhere to run away to. I mean, just look at all these pots in the attic. It's so good. But it's time to move to the upper districts, as I have 2 more interiors ready to go. First, we have Lud building a clockworks in half of this building. That part will be important for later, but I really love how much detail they were able to cram into this little space. Lud did a fantastic job with our towering apartment. We've got a kitchen right in here. There's just so much life in this space that you can really see that a family is definitely living in this space, and whoever's got this room has a great view. And there's even a sneaky little attic that's super cramped and cozy up here. Now for the other half of the building, Faf built a compass company to complement the clocks, which I'll be honest feels like a crazy inventor or tinkerer's workshop in here that is so cool. I mean, just look at all of the machinery, and we got a bell. You can come back over here, authorized personnel only, as they've got their full-on workshop right back in the corner. That's so fun. And you can continue exploring upstairs to just see so much stuff that is going on throughout here. I love the banners instead of doors to be able to get through the spaces, but there's just a little like sitting room in here, and it moves up to where we have some more bedrooms and plants and all that cool stuff just flowing throughout the entire space. I've got to come clean on something. You know this classroom? Yeah, it doesn't exist in the world yet, and it's time to fix that. Almost done with another round of resource gathering here, as these are the last few things that I need to gather up, which almost fills up shulker box number 3. Okay, plus my normal boxes I bring everywhere. So that my classroom is no longer just a set piece for teaching you all very important information about the world or about building. We need this to actually exist in the hardcore world itself to start giving some context to this entire university actually being a university. With some paintings on the walls, a very cool window to bring some skylight all the way down through, as otherwise it's extremely dark here in the middle, and just some extra details hidden around the space. I am really happy with how this whole classroom comes together. And it still has the ability for people to get up to the greenhouse for hands-on lessons. Oh, and of course a little happy gas to watch over everybody. With villagers moving around literally the entire world, new interiors to see as we wander, and new builds to encounter, this really helps bring my Minecraft world to life. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.